Hugo, your first taste of the Merseyside derby and you come out on the winning side. How good does it feel to beat Everton?
A very good feeling. We knew it's going to be a tough game. It was. We had to fight until the last minute. But yeah, I feel proud. It was a good test for me. So yeah, to have scored my goal and the win at the end is, you can be just proud and happy for the team. And we just have to keep going.
The fans already love you here, but scoring in the derby will make them love you even more. What was the key to scoring your goal?
I mean, we made good movement. I see Ryan had space behind, and I just took it, and I make the difference. I'm a bit lucky because the ball go under the legs, but yeah, it's good.
You started today ahead of Alexander Isak, but can that competition for your place in this team make you perform even better?
I mean, it's a very, very good player. I always watch him before I came here. So for me, him being here, it's really good. I can learn and improve myself. And, it's just competition. But I know we're going to play together. We're going to make a difference. And, I hope one day we're going to share the pitch.
But nice for you to score today and give the manager a bit of a headache before the next game, I imagine. Sorry? Nice for you to score today and give the manager a bit of a headache on who starts the next game.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's coach problem. Me, I just do my job. So, yeah, it's really good.
Well, congratulations. Well done today.
Thank you very much.
It is the coach's problem, and it's a lovely problem to have. He said hopefully one day we'll share the pitch together. We said before the game we don't envisage that happening too often. But what a situation Liverpool are now in terms of firepower and choices, Michael.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? On the face of it, it is. But it is also a problem.
It's a nice problem, though.
Well, yeah, I suppose it is.
I wouldn't mind that problem with us.
Well, I know, but yeah. Well, let's just see.
Why? What's you alluding to here?
Well, I'm not. It's an unbelievable problem. You've literally got two of the best handful of strikers in the world under one roof there. But, at some point, there is going to be a pecking order. There has to be a pecking order at some point. You can't just say, right, you play one, you play one. Nobody's going to be happy with that.
Did that not work for you in that season at Real Madrid, though?
Yeah, and I wasn't happy. Exactly. We're like...
It was R9, to be fair.
Well, exactly. I don't mind that.
You did at the time.
Well, it was probably Raul that was as well. But
anyway, he wasn't bad anyway. We digress, but yeah.
Forgetting that. No, I think you need a pecking order in certain situations, and it'll just be really interesting. At the moment, it's reasonably simple for Arne Slot because you've got one sort of coming, not back from, but having a mixed pre-season, let's say, in Isak with all the turmoil that happened up at Newcastle. So straight away you've got a nice excuse just to say, right, we'll bring you in slowly. So he's given him an hour the other day. If there wasn't a midweek game next week, what would happen against Crystal Palace at the weekend? I mean, as it happens, they've got Southampton in the League Cup, so it's perfect for him. Again, he can just go, right, Isak, you go and play another 70 minutes, we're building you up again, and then straight back to Ekitiké, and then there's a Champions League match the next week. So at the moment, it's fine. But once they're both absolutely firing, and it's like they're going full throttle for everything, then there has to be a hierarchy, Steve. There has to be somebody that plays in all the main games. And that's when it will become a problem. Now, there might be an injury in the meantime. There might be something else that happens that Arne Slot almost gets a free ride. But it could be, it could be a little issue at some point until somebody has to accept, right, OK, I'm second choice.
I mean, it never ceases to fascinate me, this strikers, goal scorers.
Am I wrong?
No.
Would you not feel the same?
No. Yeah, you want to play, you want to be...
Yeah, but particularly the strikers, because they want to get in a rhythm. And, I mean, even going back to Michael's day, Robbie Fowler still talks about it now. In the year they won the treble, he was getting told, you'll play on Saturday, but Michael Owen has to play here with Emil Heskey. And he didn't like it.
Yeah,
and he couldn't handle it.
Managers and teams and even midfielders behind you, you want your strikers to be the sharpest. That's when you need to be speed of thought, speed of physicality, to be able to make the difference. So, yeah, managers will want to be able to rotate. They don't want tired strikers, even if they're scoring goals. So you always want more than one strike. That's why I said it's worked out brilliantly before the game that they've ended up with both. But there is already a hierarchy. Michael says there will become a hierarchy. There is already, the way we're talking about it, even the questions there of, are you giving the manager a headache because you've scored again? That's already telling us Isak is the main guy, even though he's hardly played a game. So I think it's quite harsh on Ekitiké. He's come in, he started the season. He's the guy who's scoring the goals. At the minute, he should be the main guy. And Isak should have to force his way in. But we're already we're already sort of saying that Isak is the main guy.
Yeah, and we're talking about two strikers who last season for their respective clubs scored 49 goals between them. So, I mean, that's the problem Arne Slot's got today. You started the day by talking about the importance of Ryan Gravenberch for Liverpool. He scored one, he assisted one. He was all over the place again today.
Yeah, he was. He's almost got a little bit of a different role in this midfield. When Szoboszlai or when McAllister can sort of fill in for him, he does have the licence to go forward as well sometimes. If Wirtz was in this team, then he would probably have to be a little bit more disciplined, but he can get forward, as he did with his goal, to think, right, OK, I've given it to Szoboszlai there. If I go forward, he'll cover for me. And he saw a gap and he exploited it, and it was an incredible finish. I mean, a great ball from Mo Salah, but what about that? Almost helping it on, looping it over the goalkeeper. But he can do that. Here again, he's in an advanced position because the likes of McAllister and Szoboszlai are in filling in for him. And again, had an influence on the goal. I mean, this lad, we looked at him before the game. Look at that. I mean, he is seriously talented. He can do anything. I love him in the sitting number 6 role. We saw him before the game. I showed some clips on that, but it just shows you can push him forward and he can still have a big influence. A little bit like Declan Rice. I mean, he's a bit number 6, but he can play forward as well. You know, and I look round the world at the moment at midfield players and I think, who is better than him? Who is performing better than him? I don't see many at all. I think he is one of the finds of the last season or so. You know, certain circumstances could have meant that he wouldn't be playing. If Liverpool had got Zubimendi, let's say, when they wanted, he wouldn't have been playing. Even when they played Ipswich on the first game of last season, we were all scratching our heads thinking, who's going to play as the number 6 today? And word emanated from the dressing room, it's going to be Gravenberch. And I then went and interviewed him and found out that he was. And then he's never looked back since. It's incredible. I mean, Bayern Munich, they must be scratching their heads thinking, wow, why have we let him go? Because he could be anything. Absolutely. If he was playing for another team now, everybody would be after him as a new number 6, new sitting midfield player, thinking 100 million plus. And
Everton's problem in that first half was they couldn't get to grips with Gravenberch and the rest of that Liverpool midfield at all, could they?
No, and I would expect there was a few choice words at half-time from David Moyes. I think that's where Everton, well, it's obvious that's where Everton lost the game in that first half, but it was because, in my opinion, in the middle of the pitch, I didn't think Everton got close enough, competed enough. I think they never got within 5 or 10 yards of Gravenberch on those clips that you've showed. Yes, it's quality from an informed player, but Everton didn't really get in the face of those Liverpool players and make it a derby when they're out of possession, whereas in the second half, got a lot closer, competed, were braver in possession of the ball, and certainly made a game of it, and will be... Oh, you saw the frustration at the end. They'll be frustrated that they didn't actually get anything from the game.
And you alluded to before the game and again at half-time where Everton's danger was, down that left-hand side, and that's where the Everton goal came from again today.
Yeah, the goal to get Everton back in the game. And it came early enough to then go and try and make it even closer. It's no surprise. Jack Grealish down that left-hand side. As I say, Iliman Ndiaye's always in and around the back post, always making sure he's a threat. But Ekitiké, having missed a reasonable chance in the first half, he gets into the dangerous areas still. And thankfully, this time, the ball fell to his right foot. It's a sweet strike. No one from Liverpool getting close enough to stop him, you know, putting that one into the top corner. And from this moment, I think Liverpool got a little nervous. I think it became game on. I think the introduction of Tierno Barry in that second half made a difference for Everton at the top end of the pitch. I thought his touch was better to help that. But this was the moment. Had Everton got to half-time 0-0, had they competed better in the second half, that goal could have really made a difference with regards to the result.
Yeah, 36 on Friday, the oldest Everton score in a derby since 1936. And there was a little bit of nerve at the end there from Liverpool's point of view, understandably at 2-1 with Everton pushing.
Yeah, when you're 2-0, you almost think the game is over, I think. And then Everton pull one back and then they start pressing and it's the derby and all these things. So, yeah, there was definitely nervousness and definitely a relief at the final whistle. But they've got over the line again. I mean, they've been scoring a lot of late goals lately to just get over the line. They've had to hang on this time, really, today, but absolutely brilliant. I mean, they're a winning machine at the moment, and as lots of people have said, there's probably a lot of improvement still to come with all these new signings still to bed in and knit together. So it's exciting times for Liverpool at the moment and a great way to start the season.
It is. But here is some Everton reaction from Jack Grealish.
Jack, your first Merseyside derby as an Everton player. How did you find it out there?
Yeah, no, it was probably what I expected. Coming here, it was hostile. It was fast start. I don't think we played well at all really in the first half. We come in at half time and had a bit of a chat between ourselves and with the manager, and I thought second half, I thought we'd bossed the game in the second half, and it's frustrating now because you go in there and you say if we would have played like that from the start, if we would have pressed like that from the start, it would have been a different game. But yeah, in the end, we couldn't get that last goal.
You gave it absolutely everything in the second half, as you say, and with the way Liverpool's season has gone so far with letting Leeds slip away, was there always a belief that there was something in this for you?
Yeah, no, even myself, when I've watched them this season, they've been so good, but there have been a few times here where they've gone 2-0 up, like the other day, for example, against Ekitiké, and they conceded 2. So we always had that belief that we could do it. We got the one back, a great finish from Driss, and like I said, we couldn't get that last goal, and it was a bit frustrating in the second half. I think they obviously were trying to slow the game down at times, and we had time. I've never seen a player in my whole life get booked for taking a quick free kick. I don't know where that rule's come in. I don't think even the stoppage time. I think what was it, 3 minutes and 1 minute? Like, come on, I've never seen that in the Premier League in the last 2-3 years. So yeah.
Were there a few frustrations at the referee today?
Yeah, of course, because I think there was time. Listen, I get. Sometimes you want to let the game go. I completely get that, but then you can't not give something for us. And then the 2 seconds later, one of their defenders gets touched in the back and he goes down, and then he gives it. I'm just like, you can't do that. And obviously, I get it. Sometimes you come to these stadiums and the crowd are on there, and I feel like they feel a bit, like they've got to give it. But yeah, like I said, Kieran now is on, I think, four yellows. I think he's got 1 more, and he gets a yellow today for taking a quick free kick. Like, we want to get the game going. We're losing the game, so yeah, I've never had that in my life.
Well, despite the result today, you've had a really good start to the season personally. Was this move to Everton exactly what you needed to resurrect your career?
100%. And I'm not. And I think the manager has come out and says, a few times, it's not down to me, it's down to Jack, which sometimes I disagree with, because I've come here and he's been so good with me. I've absolutely loved playing for him, and I've said before, in interviews, as soon as I spoke to him, when I was on a holiday, I just knew that I wanted to come and play for him. So I thank him, for giving him my love back, and waking up on a match day and wanting to smile and play again. So and the fans as well, they've been so good with me. But I want to come here and make a difference in games like today. Obviously, it weren't meant to be, but we've got important games coming up, so hopefully we can get back on track.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yes, and the Everton fans are certainly loving him. I mean, the opening of the new stadium, and Leon and I were there within 2 minutes behind us. Straight away, they were shouting. They played 2 minutes and done 2 things, hadn't they? But Everton fans love players like that.
Yeah, because the team need those creative players, those players that want to bring the ball. And, it's interesting, hearing him talk about David Moyes, and, they can't give each other enough praise at the minute. And that shows the kind of relationship they've got. They're both very appreciative of each other. They both want to try and do the best for each other. And I think that will always get the best out of a player like Jack Grealish. And now it's just how you utilise him, how you try and get him into the positions to be the game changer. Certainly involved in everything. Everton are doing well at the moment. But as he said, just a frustration today that they didn't start well enough in the first half, and they gave themselves far too much to do to get back into the game.
You can tell it with Jack Grealish. That is a huge frustration for Everton, the level they raised themselves to in that second half.
Yeah. I mean, it can sometimes be easier chasing a game.
Did they give Liverpool too much respect a little bit in the first half, do you think?
About respect, I mean, Liverpool were on it, weren't they, in that first half? Started really well. They started really well in midweek against Atletico Madrid as well, and then just sort of petered off a little bit and came on strong at the end. But, yeah, I mean, as soon as you get that momentum in a game, and Everton obviously had nothing to lose in many ways, it was, are we going to score the next goal? And then it would be a fight to see if we can equalise, let's say, or is it going to go 3-0 and then it's game over? And Everton played particularly well, I thought, in the second half, but I didn't think they did enough on balance of the game to take a point. I mean, Liverpool were very dominant first half and it was pretty even in the second half. But you would expect Everton getting back into the game and, you know, to then push on. They didn't have too many clear-cut chances, but that was a big improvement on what we've seen from Everton in the derby in recent seasons. And as much as it's always painful to lose a derby, I think Everton fans can go away from that thinking they're going to have a good, solid season.
But unfortunately for this man, it is 23 visits to Anfield as a manager, and he still hasn't won. Here he is, David Moyes.
David, your team showed real fight to get back into the game, but not quite enough to take any points away. What did you make of it?
I think your question probably answers it. I think we done a lot of things which weren't so good in the first half, a lot of good things in the second half, but we'd probably just let it get a bit far away from us. But credit the players, they never gave up, never let the game go away from us. We got a chance to get back in the game when we got to 2-1. And look, we've done some good things, but probably not enough to get a result today.
Yeah, you told us before the match that the key to getting a result here is making the most of the moments you get where they're just not quite enough of them.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of them, but you know, I didn't think Liverpool had loads of moments either. You know, they had maybe 2 or 3, but not many more than us. And but they were a bit more clinical in when they got them. You know, we weren't. They just looked a bit more decisive in the final third. But hey, you know, it's not an easy game for them to come in here. Never mind us.
The way that Liverpool have been letting leads slip away, was there always belief that you could get something out of this game?
Well, I think it was more about if we could play better than we had in the first half. I didn't think we played well enough at all in the first half. You know, we needed a change, we needed a reaction in some way, and I thought we got it. Tactically, we were better on a few things we'd done in the second half, which they aren't that. So the players deserve the credit for that in the second half. They went about the job, showed their resilience about what we can be when we need to be, and just wasn't quite enough though.
Next for Everton is David Moyes' former club, West Ham, at home in the Monday Night Football.